But non-scale victories and changes that we experience mentally and emotionally can be even more powerful than anything that shifts physically. Being active and moving your body in ways that make you feel good can help cultivate body positivity. The term gets thrown around a lot these days, and it's challenging to know exactly what it means. So we're going to talk about learning and discovering ways to help create a positive body image and in turn feel more confident, energetic, and happier. So what is body positivity? Body positivity means developing a positive body image and building confidence in one's body, regardless of the pressure of traditional beauty standards of shape, size, or appearance. By rejecting the false idea of a perfect body, you realize that all bodies have value and deserve respect. In turn, you can respond to your body's needs and treat your body better and think kindly toward it. Body positivity can help reshape one's relationship with food, exercise, clothing, or health to feel better about their appearance and reject unrealistic standards. Why does body positivity matter? A positive body image can have a huge effect on our lives mentally and physically. Body positivity is just as important as self-esteem. As a matter of fact, it's one huge component of self-esteem and self-worth. Internalizing negative thoughts about our bodies impacts how we treat ourselves and others. Body positivity also helps us build resiliency against diet culture, which constantly bombards us with ideals about beauty and how to achieve it. It's about learning to challenge what we see in the media and on our social media feeds so that we can be mentally healthy. There's seven ways to be more body positive. The first way is to move in ways that you love. So being active is not just about losing weight or being fit, it's also about feeling good. It helps you feel present in your body and experience life from within your body rather than criticizing your body from the outside looking in. Physical activity can also redefine your priorities. When you fall in love with some form of physical activity, whether it's walking, yoga, dancing, kayaking, team sports, Beachbody on demand, whatever, you can appreciate the body that lets you do the thing that you love to do, regardless of its size or appearance. If you're looking for a program to help foster body positivity, I think Let's Get Up by Shaun T is a perfect example because each of his workouts combines easy-to-follow dance moves and body weight resistance training. It also celebrates self-confidence, body positivity, inner strength, and joy for physical and mental transformation. Number 2, look at your body. Do this often and ideally naked. Scan yourself over from head to toe. By normalizing what you see rather than avoiding it, you will come to notice the beauty and purpose in your body. 3, curate your social media feeds. Many social media accounts say that they're body positive, but in fact promote a message that tells us our bodies are not good enough and that we would be better off if we changed them. Unfollow anyone who makes you feel bad about your body or who makes you feel like you need to change your body. This is different from wanting to change your body for reasons of your own. Find accounts that make you feel good. And hopefully you have an account that makes others feel good. Practice self-care. Whatever this means for you, make time for it. Self-care helps us be more compassionate toward ourselves. There's no wrong way to practice self-care as long as it leaves you feeling re-energized and cared for. 5, shut out negative self-talk. Oftentimes we are our own worst enemy, criticizing and beating our bodies up. To help combat this process, try using positive affirmations. Repeat them about your body daily until you actually believe them. Or make lists of your non-physical achievements to refer to when you start down this negative path. This acts as a reminder that you have more to offer than the way that you look. You're beautiful, regardless of what society says, but you are also smart, kind, determined, and hardworking. Feel free to talk with a therapist or other mental health professional for additional help with self-talk. Overhaul your closet. Even if you're in the process of losing or gaining weight or recovering from a surgery, it is important that you find and wear clothes that fit and complement your current body. Clothes that make you look and feel uncomfortable are a recipe for disaster as it relates to your self-esteem. And 7, stop fat talk. These statements are normalized conversations that our friends and family partake in, and they are partly why unrealistic ideals are passed down. They reinforce the idea that fat is something to be feared and hated. Rather than saying things like, I feel fat, or she's so much prettier than me, identify what you're truly feeling. For example, I feel very pressured to look a certain way, and I feel ashamed and sad because of that. So that's pretty much it. It's nice, short and sweet, but I can go over the list again for you. The first one is move in ways you love. Second is look at your body. Curate your social media feeds. Practice self-care. Shut out negative self-talk. Overhaul your closet. And stop fat talk. Does anyone have any questions or want to contribute anything? Yes, Jen?
I absolutely love this, Kelly. I love this list. Thank you so much. While you were speaking, something that spoke to me is the realization that if I do shame my body and negatively talk about my body and think about myself as yucky or gross or some of the most horrible things I've said to myself, it also kind of takes away my power, any of willpower I would have to eat healthy. Because if I think I'm such trash, it's so much easier to eat trash.
Yes.
Right? And so I was just thinking like, wow, what a powerful way to change. I'm curious if there's any of these 7 or if everybody's willing to share in the chat what one they're willing to take action on this week or what action they can think of taking. Maybe we can just share an action that we can take this week to address one of these things. Or like, for example, the last one you mentioned, fat talk is something I probably don't go 2 days without hearing, whether it's, I hear it everywhere. And sometimes I try to make a joke like, you are not fat, you have blood, you have organs, you have water, you're strong, you're intelligent. Like I try to flip it. But do you have any other ideas or tools for maybe that one, or maybe we could brainstorm some things in the chat?
Yeah, we can brainstorm some things in the chat, definitely. Yeah, fat talk is a really prominent one, unfortunately, in our society. I need to shut out the negative self-talk. That is my big one. Especially because I have a daughter, and I want to be a good example for her.
I will say that I had this realization not too long ago about number 6, wear clothes that fit. I feel pressure sometimes, like not being able to wear certain clothes or things fit oddly, and it's just everyone's shaped differently. And I have this realization that it's not my body's job to fit into a specific item of clothing. It's my clothes' job to fit my body and just get different clothes. So I think it could be really easy to try to want to squeeze ourselves into this cookie cutter, who makes these clothes anyway? I don't know. I just get a little frustrated with the clothing industry. Give me leggings all day.
Same.
I agree. Like the stopping the fat talk's a big one. Not just for having girls too. I have 2 boys, and I didn't realize how much they pick up on things that I say that are not always positive in ways too. And I hear them starting to see it in their bodies and pointing at things like, oh, I need to do this or I need to do that. I'm like trying to make sure that they have that positive image of themselves too. And if they want to do something to work on, then they can. I don't want to feel like they have to be a certain way, shape, or form either. So that's a big one, and I really like this whole list. So
yeah, it definitely applies to all genders for sure.
I also wanted to talk about number 2. I think that's an important one also. And I think that's one that I suppose I try to do it on a regular basis, but I think that it does work. Like, the more you look at certain parts of your body, the more you learn to accept those parts of your body instead of, not. But I do think that is a hard one for people,
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever actually done that, to be honest. So that's something that I definitely need to step up and start doing.
It's actually something that I started when I first did the Ultimate Reset, and I was doing dry brushing, and I don't remember where I heard it. Maybe it was in a guidebook, but it was like, when you dry brush your body, you could do it naked, and you could look in the mirror, and you could actually see what your body looks like, and, speak kind words to your body as you're doing that.
Okay. I should do that. Does anyone else have any thoughts or anything they want to do? I can also post all of these, the list, in the Wild Brain page as well.
I just wanted to share, as far as affirmations, I've been kind of working through my affirmations over the last probably years when I started focusing on that. And in the beginning, I struggled with them because the affirmations I picked were like cookie cutter ones that I found on Google, and they just didn't fit. They didn't resonate. And every time I spoke them aloud, my brain fought me and said, these are not true. These are not what we need. These are not and so it was this internal war in my own brain that I felt even more fake and even more negative toward myself. So I want to encourage you, if you choose to leverage affirmations, to pick ones that are important to you and pick ones that are active, and focus on saying things like, I'm actively working on this. I'm actively becoming this person. I am and focus on being true, not saying, I think one of my first ones, I could probably find it written down here somewhere, but it was something like, I love the way my body looks right now. And that just wasn't true for me. And every time I said it out loud, I cringed. And I'm at a point now where I've worked on my mental health. I've worked on all of me, and I can say that out loud and I can mean it. But in the beginning, it made me shrink even more. So be conscious of the words that you choose and be aware of how they make you feel when you say them.
I love that.
Yes, Rita put in the chat, I love the tip. She uses more and more I am. So more and more I am becoming stronger. More and more I am becoming more confident. More and more I am becoming more consistent. I think Alana in the To Be Mindset, one of the first mantras that she had me saying was, my body feels great losing weight. And it was just it rhymed, it was simple, and it's in the positive. She focuses on the 2 bunnies and the 2 pounds at a time, in 1 week, working to evict those 2 pounds and just keep hopping forward. So I love those. Definitely keep sharing these. I love it.
Okay, I just shared them all in the chat as well for everyone. Okay.
I thought this was so great, and it gave me definitely some things to think about and be more mindful of. And, I think we all get in that headspace, regardless of where we are in our journeys, where we might not be feeling great about our bodies, or we might be looking at the social media feeds and thinking that we do have to fit ourselves into a certain box or a certain mold. So I'm saving this list for sure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have anything else to add before we leave?
It's the whole looking at your body and not get a self-talk. I had a moment tonight where my son took me out to dinner for Mother's Day, and he got all dressed up, had a shirt, vest, belt. He had full blown dressed up. Like, Mom, you gotta get a fancy dress too. So I went and pulled out a dress from my closet, and it was one of my fancier ones. But I get so self-conscious when I put a dress on for some reason. I've always been that way my whole entire life. And then we did pictures, and all I saw was like the negative self-talk with me in that dress, like just instantly popped into my head. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let it get me tonight. So I'm like, it took it like a second to acknowledge what I was feeling, and moved on. Like, look, I'm gonna have a special moment. I'm gonna carry it on, but that negative self-talk and that self-consciousness always pops up no matter what. Every time I'm in a dress, and I hate that. So it happens, and it's something I'm working on. So, but I still had a fun night regardless.
Well, good.
So the whole fat talk thing is something, and the negative self-talk is something that I often struggle with, and I absolutely dread going clothes shopping. And my mom, for Mother's Day, requested that I go clothes shopping with her. And I'm like, but I said, absolutely, let's go. And I was actually kind of, when I went, the only downside is the fact that the dressing rooms are closed. So whatever you want, you have to take it home, buy it, take it home, try it on, and then return it, which really sucks. But it was good because to get dressed up to go out, I actually put on a pair of pants. And I think the last time I put them on, they were like super tight and they hugged me all the way around. And it actually, it felt good to actually put them on, and very motivating, because I was putting them on. I could actually see that they were hanging loose on me. And I'm like, those morning workouts with my buds here, Jen and Amber, have been working out. And it's just like, it was super exciting. And so putting that outfit on and putting like the shirt on, and it wasn't grabbing in all of the wrong directions, actually put me in a much more positive mindset to go shopping with my mom today, and which was really awesome, because then it just kind of started the ball rolling on a much more positive note versus dreading that moment of, okay, I could buy this, but I'm going to end up having to take half the stuff back. And just tried it on prior to this, and there was only a couple things because they fit weird because of the cut that have to be returned, which was good. And so I was able to actually get some fun summer clothes that I'm excited to wear. So I guess that's kind of a win, but it was that mental thing that goes on. And I liked on here curating your social media feed. And something that I have found recently is I am bombarded by health coaches on my feed right now, and they're not my tribe kind of people, and they really aren't. And it's constantly saying, all of these negative, it's almost like a negative thing that they're putting out there to get you thinking about being fat and losing weight and trying their product. And I'm just like, oh gosh. So I think that's one of those things this week that I'm really going to try to work on when they pop up, to like, you know what, I really don't need you on my feed right now. You are not there. And so those are some of the different things. And the practicing self-care, I do find, Kelly, thank you very much for putting these here. I'm a very visual person, and so to be able to see these things and kind of go through them, when I personally find that when I'm engaged in self-care activities, whatever they are, it makes it very difficult to have those negative self-talks. And so that is something that is absolutely huge, that if you find yourself in that negative self-talk, or myself in that negative self-talk, to get myself engaged in something that is creative or energetic or healthy or just meditative, journaling, whatever it is, to really help shut those negative self-talks down. And so by practicing that self-care, it really does, it's like they all feed off of each other. And when you do engage in one, you get the other. The others kind of start to follow. So thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. And I'm stoked for you on your pants fitting better today. Yay. anybody else no one else has anything left to share, we do have another meeting popping on here in a few minutes. So I just want to say thank you all for coming. And like I said, I will post all of these as well in the Wild Brain page. And this is really fun. This was my first time doing this, so I'm glad everyone was able to come and had a nice
Great topic. Good job.
Thank you. All right. See you later.